Okay, Nicaragua, 2015. A young woman by the name of Vilma Trujillo told her family she was hearing voices inside her head telling her to do evil things to herself and to other people. She felt really bad and told her family, but she believed she had schizophrenia as she studied psychology in a low budget school in Nicaragua. So she attended a psychiatrist behind her family's back, as her family was fundamentally religious, Catholic actually. When her family caught her, they took her back to the backyard of their house and they grabbed her and they threw stones at her and starved her because they said she had a demon inside and they had to burn it out. After days of letting her starve in the backyard of her own house and being ostracized and hid by many in her community, they burned her alive because they said it wasn't working. She died and there was outrage in Nicaragua. Many congressmen started moving laws to move religion from state, and they punished the people with due sentence, obviously, for murder, and well, she died. In Italy, the numbers of reported possessions keeps growing, and the numbers of people who have psychiatric help are reducing. The numbers of mental illness are growing. This seems to be leading somewhere. My thesis: I believe even if possessions are real, mental illness is either cause, consequence, or in a not so obvious way correlated to the possession itself. So whether you're religious or not, whether you believe in demonic possessions or not, the person with a clear problem needs psychiatric help and medicine. Our bodies do not obey religion. Religion is merely subjective and personal to everyone's beliefs. In Uganda, after the war where children were forced to kill other men for the revolution, a study was conducted to over 1,000 children and young men who had participated in that war that had been reported to have demonic possessions. All of them having been in the war, 80% of them were diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and or schizophrenia. This concludes that indeed supposed possessions, if real or not, are linked to mental illness, which is why every single patient with this type of problem needs psychiatric attention. We do not need to put religion in the way of health. It can coexist. It does not disagree. We also need to stop the malpractice of exorcism, which is way more common than we think. In England, a high economy country, a well country, with high education, this is still a very common problem. A study found that 1,500 child abuse cases happen each year connected to the belief of demonic possessions, where the family tries to perform the exorcism themselves, or sometimes the priest himself seems to malpractice it somehow, and the child suffers from physical abuse, sometimes even sexual abuse, which I do not know how it got there, how that's part of an exorcism, but that's our statistics found by the government itself. So the government does not benefit from this statistics, so you know it's true. And 1,500 children, 1,500, because the family denies psychiatric attention and performs the malpractice of an exorcism. These kids are helpless. This is why I think society really needs to learn to put religion in your own personal life and not put it in the way of health, not contradict religion with health and psychiatric attention, as nowhere in the Bible does it says that medicine is evil or anything like that. So we need to pay attention and to put our religion where it belongs. Thank you.